Hi, welcome to the live stream this morning. So my name's Jabeen. I'm a channel of Archangel Raphael, and in this live stream, Raphael's going to talk about the week ahead, the energies at the moment, maybe do some clearing as well. But he'll give appropriate messages for whoever happens to be listening in this moment, and he'll listen afterwards. So yeah, I'm just going to let him come in and speak through me. I would like you to know that there are many messages I have today, but the messages I have are very simple ones, but ones which may have a profound impact on your state of being. I would like you to know that sometimes when you are feeling like you have to be very much on the earth plane, doing things, getting things done, but you are not really feeling like it is actually because you are being affected by energies rather than anything else. And the reason I want to start with this message is because some of you here are very much in need of actually taking the time to go inwards, to clear energy before you start doing anything active on earth. I will say that for some of you here, simply being with yourselves and going deeper into what is going on and doing a clearing or two will be really helpful in you then being able to go forwards with your life and get done practical tasks which otherwise you would find challenging to do in the state that you would be doing it. What I'm really trying to say is that sometimes it is really good to just stop what you are doing and take a few moments to actually clear some things and then to keep going. And you will notice that you feel very different as a result. And the things you have to do are done quite easily as well. Because what I'm seeing in some of you is that you are carrying a lot of pain inside. And then when you are doing things, you are in one way or another translating the pain you feel onto the situation. And you make things actually happen which otherwise would not. Things go a bit wrong. They backfire when you are trying to do good things start going wrong. And this is sometimes creating a lot of stress for some of you to the point of actually making you feel unwell. What I want you to know is that it really does help to go inwards first. And for some of you here, that is the only problem. That really, externally, there are no real serious problems there at all. The problems are relatively minor, can be easily solved, but you are making your lives more difficult by carrying the pain that you have inside you and then making this a part of whatever you are doing. I hope this makes sense. It is a very simple message and it doesn't apply to all of you because some of you here are already very much on top of your pain body, clearing energy regularly. But it applies to a few of you, and the people who it applies to, it is actually applying to very strongly to the point of actually making yourselves unwell emotionally, psychologically. It is affecting your inner state very deeply to then be having these problems in your life and then not knowing how to solve them. But the problems are created through your own pain body. And then you start to feel overwhelmed and you start to collapse emotionally, psychologically, mentally. That is all. My second message is actually a bit deeper in that it is a bit less obvious. And that is that when you are working with people, when you are interacting with them, you are not always able to differentiate between what is going on in them and what is going on in you. What I would like you to know is that the answer to this is to be able to let go and not get too involved, attached to those who you are working with, whether it is people you are seeing as clients or people who are colleagues, but not to get too attached. And by this I mean, don't get so involved with people that you then start to feel that they are always in your energy field. One of the best ways of knowing what is yours and what belongs to others is to give yourself space. So it is not about deliberately running away from people, trying to create artificial barriers so that you are not in contact with them. But it is actually more about an inner resolve to be with people when necessary, but then when you part, to come back to yourself fully and completely. And that will give you the clarity you need. And actually, it will give the other person the clarity they need as well. So when you are in one way or another still connecting with someone on some level, the clarity is not there because your field is somehow merging with theirs, even if it is in a small way. So, one of the best ways of knowing what is what is by separating. And this applies to everything actually. That when you feel confused about a relationship you are in or something else, and start feeling confused about what belongs to you and what belongs to the other person, as you separate, you will start to feel what is yours as you clear the energy out of the other person. And this is particularly good for those of you who have perhaps had a lot of people who have blamed you for things which are nothing to do with you, projected upon you. People who have perhaps allowed in energies which have then tried to make them out to be someone they are not. It is particularly important for you to clear out other people's energy. And in this way, you will see clearly what actually does belong to you. And it will enable the other person to see what is theirs. What I'm really trying to say is remember that it is not really so much about having to keep going inwards to get clarity about these sorts of things. It is much more about clearing energy away and then being in your own energy. That is all. Hmm. And I have more messages to give now. So, this message now is about something else entirely. It is about using your skills to help others. It is not so much about trying to be of service in a way that people need. It is actually quite the opposite. It is about asking yourself inside what you want to offer and then knowing that whatever you would like to offer from your heart will be right. That ultimately your inner being, your heart will know what it is you really want to give. And when you come from this place, the right people will appear. But when you try to offer things because you see there is a need and you try to fill that need, what happens is that you are constantly then having to adjust yourself to the changing needs of people. So it becomes much more about them rather than you. And when you come from this place, you will always end up feeling angry and resentful at some point because you are ultimately changing what you do in order to fit the needs of the people around. And what I want you to know is that it is about doing the opposite. It is about offering into the world what you want to offer, doing it your own way, and putting it in a package that feels good for you. And then the right people will be drawn to it the wrong people will stay away. And you will notice that the right people offer you a lot of appreciation, acknowledgement, and you will start to feel elevated in your state of being, appreciated, loved for who you are. Feel that you don't have to change yourself in order to be accepted and loved by life, by people. And this is something that everybody needs at the moment, to be able to really be themselves and be appreciated, feel that they don't have to change for others. And this message is a powerful one because I see that every single one of you does adapt in some way in order to be part of life, in order to feel that they have a part to play. You are all changing yourselves somewhat. And I would like you to know that this is not necessary, that it is about you deciding what you want to do and then doing it and knowing that the right people will want it. That is all. My final message is very simple, and that is life is no longer supporting people who are simply trying to live off the backs of others. And what I mean by this is that there have been people in the world who have really made a lot of money off other people. So, for example, in any industry, there are people who are actually doing things, being creative, making things, who are the ones who are actually downloading things, ideas, inspiration, making things on in one way or another, tangible and real, doing things which are about actually contributing a positive energy to life. And then there are people who take advantage of these people. So these people can be, for example, working in the music industry where there are very talented musicians doing what they love, making music, being really inspired as they do this, and creating new things all the time. And then there will be those who will want to make money out of this. So they will seemingly offer something, but what they offer is not what it appears to be. And they will then be siphoning off large amounts of money. And the people who are actually creating the music end up with very little. So, this is a very typical example. But life has been working like this for a long time. That there have been people who have literally been living off the creativity of others, and they seemingly offer something, but actually, what they offer is very little, and actually, in one way, not that useful at all. Because without that person, the people with the creative talent, skill, or whatever it is they are offering the world, they would succeed anyway, because they are offering something of value. So, what I am really trying to say is that this type of energy is no longer supported. Everyone is being guided to find their own inner light, their creativity, their passion, their joy in life, what they really want to do, create, to give. And people who have been, in one way or another, taking advantage of others will have to do the same. And if they are not willing to do this, they won't actually have a job anymore. Why I am saying this is because I would like to let you all know this in advance, that actually something is coming to an end. And as a result, many people will be out of jobs. People who have been doing things to make money, which doesn't actually contribute positively to life. And as a result of this, those of you who have accessed their true creativity, their inner being and the creativity that flows through it, the things they really love to do, will find that you will start making a lot more money. You will be much richer. And the people who have been living off others will actually start to feel that they have problems in life. I am also wanting you to know this in advance. So, those of you who feel like you have a lot of gifts, but you don't have a lot of money, can know in advance that this is about to change. And those of you who are extremely gifted will be able to flourish. You will find ways of making money much more easily because there will be a gap in the market. There will be a lot of people who will be removed, who have simply been living off others. And as a result, people will have more time and energy to give to the true artists, the people who are really doing the work. That is all. I have no more messages, but what I would like you to know is that the week ahead will be very similar to the one just gone. It will be a good week on the whole, but there will be a lot coming up in people, a lot to resolve by going inwards, but at the same time, a very productive week, a week where a lot can happen. That is all. Hmm. Yes, I'd just like to say thank you everyone for listening. Yeah, and wishing you a really happy, fulfilling weekend and week ahead. Yeah, and just much love and blessings to all of you.